In the beginning, before the state of Nevada came into existence as a governmental body, all Nevada Masonic lodges, 8 in number, were on the register of the Grand Lodge of California. In November of 1864, Virginia City Lodge 162 and Escurial Lodge 171, located in the city of Virginia, appointed a joint committee to correspond with the lodges in Nevada as to the expediency of organizing a Grand Lodge for our state. The appointment was responded to by the appointment of like committees from all the lodges. After a careful and deliberate consideration of the subject, the following resolutions were reported and adopted by 5 of the 8 chartered lodges in the state. Whereas, the subject of organizing a Grand Lodge of free and accepted Masons in the state of Nevada has been agitated. Resolved that it is the opinion of this lodge that it is expedient, advisable, and desirable that a Grand Lodge of free and accepted Masons be at once organized in the state of Nevada. Resolved that if 5 chartered lodges within the state adopt similar resolutions to the foregoing, that a convention of the lodges of free and accepted Masons within the state of Nevada convene at the Masonic Hall in Virginia City on Monday, the 16th day of January, 1865, at 11 a.m., for the purpose of organizing a Grand Lodge of free and accepted Masons in the state of Nevada, each lodge to be represented by its masters and wardens, whose charters shall be their credentials. Resolved that the Secretary notify each lodge in the state of our action in this matter. The convention assembled on the 16th day of January, 1865, at the Masonic Hall in Virginia City, and was called to order by Worshipful Brother Joseph DeBell, Chairman of the Joint Committee, and Brother J.G. Bloomer of the Committee, acting as Secretary. The convention resolved to appoint a committee on credentials, which reported on the brethren present. Present were representatives from Carson Lodge 154 in Carson City, Washoe Lodge 156, Washoe City, Virginia City Lodge 162, Virginia City, Silver Star Lodge 165, Gold Hill, Esmeralda Lodge 170, Aurora, and Escurial Lodge 171, Virginia City, all of whose delegates were then seated in the convention. The Committee on Credentials then reported that the above-named lodges are indeed legally chartered and constituted lodges of free and accepted Masons, and that the officers of said lodges there present were duly authorized and qualified to organize and constitute a Grand Lodge of free and accepted Masons for the state of Nevada, and further resolved that the work proceed toward that end. Various housekeeping issues were then satisfied, and the convention appointed a committee to draft a constitution for the Grand Lodge of Nevada, after which the convention adjourned until the next morning, January 17, 1865. On that morning, the Committee on Credentials reported that they had examined the charter of Silver City Lodge 163, Silver City, and found it to be legally chartered and entitled to be represented in the convention, and its delegates were seated. The Committee on Constitution then presented the proposed Constitution, which was discussed, amended, and adopted unanimously. On the afternoon of January 17, 1865, the convention opened, discharged the Committee on Constitution, and opened as a lodge of Master Masons, presided over by Worshipful Brother Henry B. Brady, Master of the oldest lodge represented, and proceeded to the work of election of Grand Officers as follows. Grand Master, Most Worshipful Joseph DeBell. Deputy Grand Master, Right Worshipful George W. Bailey. Senior Grand Warden, Right Worshipful Henry B. Brady. Junior Grand Warden, Right Worshipful R.T. Mullard. Grand Treasurer, Very Worshipful Charles E. Oldney. And Grand Secretary, Very Worshipful Charles H. Fish. Those elected officers, along with other appointed officers, were installed into their offices at 7 p.m. that evening, and the Master's Lodge was closed in ample form, after which it was resolved that whereas this convention has accomplished the work for which it convened, that it be adjourned. The minutes of one day's sessions were read and approved, and the convention was then declared adjourned by George Hopkins presiding, attested by Charles H. Fish, Secretary of the Convention. The Most Worshipful Grand Lodge of Free and Accepted Masons was then opened at 9 p.m. on January 17th, and resolved that each lodge represented in the convention have endorsed on the back of its charter, which stated, "This charter, having been submitted to the Grand Lodge of the State of Nevada, it is hereby ordered that the lodge be recognized as a legally constituted lodge under the jurisdiction of this Grand Lodge by the name of said lodge, and that this order, signed by the Most Worshipful Grand Master and countersigned by the Very Worshipful Grand Secretary, and resolved that the same order be endorsed on the charter of Lander Lodge 172 if desired." And thus began the official history of the Grand Lodge of Free and Accepted Masons of the State of Nevada, a long and proud tradition which continues today. Because of the dedication of our founding brothers, we're able to enjoy the fellowship during the 149th annual communication, and because of their efforts, we will celebrate our 150th anniversary on January 17, 2015. In 2012, your Grand Lodge formed a committee to begin planning for our sesquicentennial celebration. Through the efforts of this committee, several events have been planned to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the Grand Lodge of Nevada. Our sesquicentennial celebrations will begin in the fall of 2014. On September 6th in Las Vegas and October 4th in Reno, your Grand Lodge will host festive boards under the direction of the Grand Master and his Grand Lodge officers. The festive board will be similar to our traditional table lodge, but will be presented with the formalities of the traditions from the 17th and 18th century lodges. You will share in the fellowship of your brethren, enjoy an excellent 6-course meal with 7 traditional toasts, sing songs, and be inspired by a special guest speaker. On Saturday, January 17, 2015, your Grand Lodge will celebrate its 150th anniversary in Reno. We'll have a rededication ceremony at the downtown Masonic building beginning at noon, followed by a reception and formal banquet that evening at the Sienna Hotel. On the following weekend of January 24th, we will continue our celebration with a formal banquet in Las Vegas at the Orleans Hotel. Complete details and reservation information will be provided during the 150th annual communication. Other events are still in the planning stages to honor our ladies and youth groups. Your Grand Lodge has designed a commemorative coin and several other items honoring our sesquicentennial celebration and will be available for purchase. You'll have a choice of either a multicolored coin or a coin of pure silver, the coin suspended in lucite, or a bolo tie with a coin inserted. We will also offer a 2-ounce shot glass and a DVD with a 150-year history of the Grand Lodge of Nevada. As part of this DVD, we're asking all of our constituent lodges to provide a brief history of their lodges from conception to present day. This information should include dates of dispensation and charter, pictures of all buildings or lodge rooms in which your lodge has met. Your history should include highlights of significant events or special visiting dignitaries. We have a display in the back of the room with additional information and will also be available for viewing on our Grand Lodge website, www.nvmasons.org. This has been a brief overview of our upcoming events for our sesquicentennial celebrations, and we hope you'll attend and participate in all of our events.